Hi, this is Natalie Rydstrom and you're watching SBR Picks. Saturday's Merseyside derby will see 12th place Everton host 7th place Liverpool. Now, last meeting ended in a 1-1 draw at Anfield, so what's the predicted outcome of this match at Goodison Park? Well, SBR contributor and sports writer Lee Phelps joins us now to give us his rundown of the match. Now, Liverpool are priced at 2.3 there, Everton 3.4 and the draw 3.5. Who do you predict will win?
Yeah, I'd go towards Liverpool. They've got an amazing record in this Merseyside derby. If I had to pick a winner this year, I'd go for Liverpool. Everton have only won one of the last 16 Premier League Merseyside derbies, so not the greatest record in the world, and not in the greatest form either. There have been seasons when they've been in much better form and haven't won. I do think the draw is a big player here, though. Whether it's a 0-0 or 3-3, and we've had both of those in recent seasons. You usually get a very good, high-intensity game with both sets of players really keyed up for it. I think a lot of it depends, Natalie, on when the first goal comes. I know that's it's no good to anyone who's wanting to bet now, but if the first goal came in the first 15 minutes, it could be anything. It could be 3-3, it could be 4-4. I think if it gets cagey and it starts to get, it's still cagey towards half-time, I think we could be looking at a low scorer. So maybe one to look at, as an in-play bet. But I think it will be open. You tend to find that Everton at home, when they play Liverpool, that they're forced forward, if you like. I think if Everton went to Liverpool, they'd play defensively. But when they're at home, because of the fans' passion, they're forced almost to go forward. And I think Everton will try and test this Liverpool defence, which has been very good recently. I think it's been well protected. And I think Emre Can's been one of the best players recently. He was man of the match the other night in the FA Cup. And he's been impressing people. But he's not got much pace about him. Now, Everton have just signed Aaron Lennon from Spurs, who has got pace. So I think they may test Liverpool's defence, and I think we could see some goals in this one. So I think I'd probably go for the draw if I had to go for an outright selection on this. But obviously very difficult with derby games to pick a winner. Yeah. I just wouldn't be picking Everton. At Liverpool, the draw is way too short. But, I just think that the draw is probably the safest play here.
Yeah, but there is enough value on the Liverpool win there to then maybe play the draw no bet option if people wanted to take a sort of a more cautious approach to the winners market. Would you agree? Yeah,
I do agree. And you have to say Liverpool are the better team at the moment. Everton, if they lose this again, you're suddenly looking down at the basement of the table and thinking, we're too close to that. Whereas Liverpool suddenly, the odds have been shortening for a top 4 finish, and they're looking good. Sturridge back, scoring goals. They look at a better team, look a more solid team. They look more confident. They look like they know what the jobs are more. It's just more settled around Liverpool. And I think with Sturridge back in the team, that's a huge boost for them. He's scored 5 goals in his last 6 Premier League appearances against Everton. Some record. I mean, he's got a phenomenal goal-scoring record for Liverpool. Anyway, Daniel Sturridge, but that is a nice record, isn't it? He likes playing against Everton, as does Gerrard, of course, as well. It's going to be interesting. Gerrard's last Merseyside derby, incidentally.
That's right. Well, apparently this fixture has seen more red cards than any other Premier League in history, totalling 20. Could we see a red card drawn?
Could do. It's always a possibility. I mean, this is the longest run without a red card, actually, since 1996. I think it's 6 matches there hasn't been a red card, so it seems to have calmed down a little. But you never know. I mean, it's a passionate derby, so it doesn't take much for a red card to be shown these days. The problem with it, Natalie, is I always look at the prices for red cards, and you're looking at a price of 3.0, 2-1. It's not, even though that stat is there, it's just not quite big enough for me to think. You can have markets on a player to be shown a yellow card, and you get a better price than that. So I'd rather play that kind of market than to be shown a red. I know the red can go to any one of the 22 players on the pitch, of course, but it always strikes me, maybe it's a gut thing, that it's just a bit too short to play, really. Even if there is one, it's never a favourite bet of mine.
What other markets are you looking at for this match?
There's a range of Gerrard specials, by the way. I mean, if people are interested in any special bets, you can back Gerrard to be booked, to score a goal from outside of the area, to score a free kick, to score a penalty, because it's obviously his final Merseyside derby. So anyone who's interested in this match from the Gerrard point of view, that's well worth a look. There's also Gerrard to be sent off as well, which I'm sure won't happen. But you never know. I think it has happened in the past. I'm looking at a high-scoring game here. I I think, I can see, it being over 3.5 goals. There's been a 3-3 draw at Everton. There's been, big wins at Liverpool as well in this fixture. So my main bet is going to be over 3.5. I do think that we'll see an attacking game and a really entertaining game, a kind of an old-fashioned English football match, if you like, where both teams go at it. So I'm going to be looking at the over 3.5 as opposed to just the over 2.5. If pushed for a result, I'd probably go for the draw, but, a 2-2, you'd never put up a 2-2 or 3-3 as a correct score, so it kind of seems unlikely, so I'll just stick with the goals.
All right, then, over 3.5 goals. Sounds like an exciting match there. Lee Phelps, thank you for joining us today.
No problem.